And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Up first, the fire danger forecast for Saturday here across the state, showing low fire danger across the entire area, including the southeast coast, even over toward the eastern border. So from there, just moving on to satellite imagery. Low pressure here over the southwest interior, moving eastward, pushing a couple of bands of moisture and clouds here. This one, not really a lot of precipitation associated with it, or the heavier precipitation associated with the one to the west here. That kind of rotating up to the north as the southern portion pushes east faster. And so we got rain ending over Cook Inlet this afternoon. There's some clearing down toward Kenai, along with some gusty south winds. All the way to Kodiak Island, higher pressure building in here over the southwest interior to a certain extent there, and rain all the way up into the north slope across the Brooks Range and the central western Arctic coast out to the west. Next system spreading moisture across the Aleutians, mostly over the southern Bering Sea, but some of that rain getting down into the Adak-Atka area. And you can see that moving generally from west to east on this loop. And on the chart, there it is here, pushing rain to Adak and Atka with winds not all that significant with that system. Even lighter winds, high pressure starting to develop over the southeast Bering Sea into Bristol Bay, Kodiak Island. This system pushing eastward and westerly winds clearing it out over southern Cook Inlet this afternoon and drying it out over Kodiak Island, the main rain area up in the Susitna Valley. As much as 3/4 of an inch of rain fell today in the Susitna Valley, with anywhere from 1/3 to 1/2 an inch across south central Alaska and the North Gulf Coast areas. Lighter amounts in the Copper River Basin. And up at Nenana, they picked up 1.25 inches of rain today. And pretty good rainfall amounts also on the western Arctic coast, up to 1/4 inch or so, Point Lay down to Cape Lisburne, or almost up to 1/4 to 1/2 an inch there. And easterly winds on the Arctic coast, anywhere from 25 to 35 miles an hour, east-northeasterly winds. And with this front moving northward, Cook Inlet had south winds of 25 to 35 miles per hour, especially from about Kenai up to Anchorage International Airport. For tonight, this front will weaken as it pushes eastward to the border, and that'll spread increasing moisture over the panhandle. And showers generally on the decrease tonight here from over the southwest interior. Some clearing over Cook Inlet and the Kenai Peninsula. Again, Kodiak Island. Weak high pressure keeps it dry over Bristol Bay and the Kuskokwim Delta. Showers, Kuskokwim Valley back out toward Norton Sound. Rain continues. Northern Kobuk, Koyukuk Valley across the Brooks Range into the central and eastern North Slope and Arctic coast. Front out here to the west pushes rain into the Alaska Peninsula and Pribilof Islands, as well as the eastern Aleutians. And then for tomorrow, mostly cloudy, few sun breaks here across southern Alaska, some scattered showers. Showers increase as you head north into the interior. And looks like a general area of rain continues, so the Koyukuk, Kobuk valleys up across the Brooks Range to the eastern Arctic coast, but drying out significantly back to the west into the northern Bering Sea. Again, this front, wet conditions over the southeast Bering Sea and some more showers with a weaker trough coming into Adak and Atka, and partly to mostly cloudy with scattered showers to the southeast coast, slowly diminishing through the afternoon. And then for Sunday, yet another trough develops and moves in, and that keeps it cloudy and showery and on the cool side there for the panhandle. Otherwise, partly to mostly cloudy with scattered showers over interior Alaska. Dry for Kodiak Island, dry for the Seward Peninsula, and a lot drier now up over the Brooks Range to the Arctic coast. And then some rain, low clouds, fog, drizzle, that type of Bering Sea summertime pattern here for the St. Lawrence Island area into the Yukon-Kuskokwim Delta, scattering out the showers over the Alaska Peninsula. Not too bad now out over the southern Bering Sea, just a few isolated showers here from Matka over toward Nikulski. Lows tonight, 30s to the Arctic coast and North Slope, otherwise cooler, 40s to near 50 over the interior of the state here. Lower 40s out over the Bering Sea and the Aleutians. Lows in the mid-50s for the Panhandle. Highs tomorrow, 60s over toward the Eagle, Northway, Tok area into the Yukon Flats, otherwise upper 50s in the interior. 35 to 40, kind of cool up there for the Arctic coast and North Slope, and highs in the 60s, south central Alaska, maybe mid to upper 60s, Susitna Valley, and in the 50s to mid 60s for the Panhandle, lower 60s, Bristol Bay, Kodiak Island in the 50s out to the west. Lows for Sunday morning, a little chillier, down to 30 to 35 from the Brooks Range out to the Arctic coast up there, and in the 40s for the interior, down considerably from what it's been running up here, especially up in the Tanana Valley eastward there, and upper 40s to lower 50s, south central Alaska, and in the 50s for the southeast coast. And then highs for the afternoon, 60s here for the interior area, about the same all the way down to the North Gulf Coast with highs in the lower to mid 60s, 60s for the Panhandle, 40s for the Brooks Range North Slope with some 30s on the Arctic coast, highs out west in the 50s.